About a year ago now, I adopted my very first dog, and it was the biggest mistake I've ever made. Oh my God. This is Goose. I just wanted him in frame. He's throwing paws. He's going crazy over there. About 2 years ago, my mom and I moved to a place that allows medium and large dogs. And I have begged the universe for a dog since forever. I was so excited. Like, finally! I started researching literally everything that I needed to know about dogs. I was looking at food. I was looking at toys. I was looking at food. I was researching everything. I was trying to see what kind of dog I would like, what kind of breeds do what, and what kind of breeds not to get if you're living in an apartment, or how big can we really go? Because personally, I am a big dog girly. What would be the most loyal? All those things. I was even looking into the cost of like owning a dog, like how much exactly if I was to get certain types of food, and how much food would cost, how much treats would cost, all that sort of thing. What brands sucked and that we shouldn't even be thinking of to look at, to the point where I was calculating each paycheck of like how many hours I would be working and how much I make to see when exactly I would be able to afford a dog at like at the least. I was obsessed. I finally narrowed it down to 3 different breeds. Either a golden retriever, an Australian shepherd, or a German shepherd. And I know what you're thinking, but Kate, German shepherds and golden retrievers are big dogs. I was determined to make it work. Okay, so by December of 2 years ago, I decided I was going to do a ton of research on different types of breeders for the different types of breeds that I wanted. Remember, German shepherd, golden retriever, and Australian shepherd. I was going to just like figure out who I wanted to get it from. I was willing to drive, to do a little road trip just to get my dog. You know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. The miles do not matter. My guess was that I was going to get a dog about March-ish. Like after March, I was going to get a dog in 2023. I had a carefully laid out plan with dates and notes and numbers and costs, and boy, did that not go according to plan. By January of 2023, I was totally fixating on this whole dog dealio. I broke down. My boyfriend and I went to the shelter just to go check out some dogs, just to look. We surveyed some of the dogs until we found 2 that caught our eyeballs. Oh no. My boyfriend found the sweetest little pit bull mix, and he named him Papas, and he was so cute. He was so sweet and just so happy to be alive. Such a good dog, but we didn't get him. I found this gorgeous little husky who was super friendly and open to pets and wasn't loud, which if you've seen huskies, you know that's not normal. But I thought that was like kind of perfect. Like, okay, like he's young. He was a young husky. He was only a year old. Seemed very sweet, already full grown, very fluffy. I like the fluffy ones. So we went home, came back the next day, 3 hours before I had to go to work. And we were just gonna go look and play with the dog, because maybe this was gonna be my dog. This really seemed like a really good dog. We spent like 20 minutes just hanging out with it, and he seemed like a really good dog. There was one thing I forgot to mention. Before we left, as we were getting ready to leave to go play with this dog, I literally went up to the universe and was like, universe, spirit guides, if this is meant to be, please let it be meant to be.
Maybe send me an angel. The nicest angel you have.
So when we came back, we asked the shelter people if I could play with them and like, you know, do a whole little thing to like properly meet the dog. And while we were waiting for a person to like come help us and like get the dog and like do the whole thing, some lady came in with the tiniest little puppy, and she was going to go and we didn't know that she was going to go surrender him, but she like went over and she was like waiting in line to like be helped at the front desk. And that's important for later. So finally we go and we hang out with the husky, and honestly the husky was like fun, but he was kind of just doing his own thing in the little yard, just kind of running around enjoying life, but not so much as I choose you and now you're my best friend for life kind of interaction. We were talking with the guy who helped us out, and he obviously loved his job. He was just so sweet and just so loving of the animals. And he was asking us like about our home life, so to see if this would be a good fit for us. And he found out that we have a cat. He said, and I quote, "Yeah, he's gonna eat that cat." Okay. Apparently this dog has been surrendered multiple times because he has a bite history of other dogs, of other animals. Has been great with humans, but unfortunately is not very good with animals. And I am not willing to put my cat's safety at risk. So we were walking and going to go put him back and still talking to the guy. And the guy asked me, "Hey, what kind of dog are you looking for?" And we were just saying like we were just kind of here to look and thought we'd give it a shot. But that I was looking for a German Shepherd. That was my number one, by the way. I was looking for a German Shepherd. And he was like, "Oh my God, this lady just surrendered a German Shepherd puppy." And we're like, "What?" He was like, "Do you want to come meet him?" And we're like, yeah, of course I want to play with a puppy." I hold him in my arms for literally 5 seconds and I go, "Oh, this is my dog." So I brought the little puppy home, and I wasn't able to spend time with him for the first 3 days because I had to go to work. So I was working the whole weekend. Luckily, my boyfriend stayed with my puppy who had not been named yet and took care of him and walked him and fed him and did all he could do. My mom dropped off food, and we were so completely underprepared, like not prepared. It was so sad. I had researched so many things. I wanted to get the crate before I got my dog. I wanted to get all the food ready before I got my dog. I wanted to pick out a couple toys before I got my dog. So when he came home, he would be living in luxury. But instead, that didn't happen. I was so underprepared after so much planning. You don't understand. For months, I researched this. I was trying to figure out what exactly I was gonna name him. Cause he's a golden looking dog, and he's got just like the silliest little face. At first I thought of Apollo, cause he's like suntanned kind of thing, which I was gonna stick with, but then we thought of the name Goose, and I had to name him that because of Top Gun, because apparently I drive like how Maverick flies. So he's my little wingman. He's my little wingman. And coincidentally, he loves driving in the car. So it works out. Doesn't it work out, goosey woosey? And now we have Goose. What do you have in your mouth? Where did you even find this? My boyfriend decided that he was going to stay with Goose very lovingly. Thank you, Benji. I love you so much. And take care of him while I was away. While we were driving home, my boyfriend was having like a crisis, just yelling, "How do these things keep happening to you?" Never a dull moment with me, man. The first few months were great. Besides the crapping on the floor and peeing on the floor and trying to potty train him. Otherwise, the first few months were so much fun. He would just sleep and eat and play and cuddle. And he would also bark and bite. So, my mom used to work as a dog trainer, and she told me that to train the dogs not to bark, to fill a can with some coins and shake it every time they would bark, so that way their ears would be like, "Oh no, if I bark, I'm gonna get ear raped," I guess. Where did you find another one? He found another one. Unfortunately, this and my utter lack of understanding of how to raise a dog turned Goose into a monster. Goose was starting to be incredibly crazy as he grew up. He would only pee inside. After taking him out, he wouldn't pee and then would wait until we got upstairs to pee because he thought that's where he was supposed to go. He was peeing in the crate, crapping everywhere, destroying the house when we left. Finally, I got like an actual crate to keep him in and to keep him safe and keep the house safe. And he would just scream and cry and literally try to like hurt himself trying to escape. He would destroy everything, my shoes, my books. And eventually, my baby blanket. At that moment, I decided I had to send him away for training. I sent him away for 10 days and he came back a lot better. Even my trainer, his trainer, was like, I want to keep helping you. Like, if you need, like, please, like, text me if you have questions, because he is a crazy dog. He is a reactive dog. Now, he's not super, super crazy. I mean, he's not like the reactive dogs that you see on the internet, but he has poor impulse control, hyperactivity, and a lot of anxiety. And unfortunately, doggy weed doesn't work on him. The stress of having this dog was literally making my teeth grind until I was giving myself headaches. Every single day was a disaster. Was just another reason to cry as a failed mother. Coffee break. Anywho. Can you stop with your big fat butt? I genuinely wished I hadn't listened to my mom about the shaking of the can and yelling at him whenever he did something wrong. And I also wish that I had gotten him around other dogs when he was a puppy. That way he would just be less anxious, hopefully. Sometimes that doesn't work out, but hopefully he would have been less anxious if I had done those things. I was nervous when, the only reason I didn't bring him around other dogs when he was a puppy was because I was nervous about how he was going to react. But now he's reactive. But you know, you live and you learn. I've definitely learned a lot working with Goose, and it has honestly made me a better person. Much more patient, much less angry. He's still a pain in my ass with a bad case of FOMO, but the bond that we share makes up for it. He is a lot better now with training and just with maturing as well. We haven't gotten him fixed yet simply because he needs to get all the, he needs to grow up to be a big strong boy. But soon, in about around January of 2024, I'm gonna get him fixed. And I'm gonna have to take some time off work so I can stay home with him and make sure he's okay. He's still my baby. But he is doing a lot better. He's still crazy, but he's doing a lot better. And I'm really proud of him and myself for that. Because the training really is paying off. Do I have regrets? Yes. Do I still love my dog? Also yes. Make sure to subscribe so you can see more of this. And maybe this. And maybe even this. No! Ah! Please, look at the camera. Oh my god. Thank you so much for watching. Say bye, Goose. Ah! He's like trying to get on top of the chair. Wait, hello? He's on the chair. Hey, oh my god, oh my, Goose, help, help. Goose will actually be conducting the rest of the video. Goose, no, oh. Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel good? Little weirdo. Such a freak.